Well, good afternoon, everyone. And it is a good afternoon here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You know, in my administration, we live by three letters, GSD. We know how to get stuff done in the Shapiro-Davis administration. And we bring that attitude to work every single day. We focus like a laser beam on how we can deliver for the good people of Pennsylvania. Because I know that people here in this Commonwealth, they work damn hard, and they deserve a government that works just as hard for them every single day. That GSD attitude extends to every part of the Shapiro-Davis administration, and today you are seeing proof of how it extends to PennDOT District 11 right here in Pittsburgh. We get stuff done in Pennsylvania, and so today I am proud to announce that the Commercial Street Bridge will open tonight. Open tonight. I need to note that it is opening tonight a full 1 week ahead of schedule, because that's how we do things in Pennsylvania, on time and early and under budget. And in so many different ways, we benefit from the good people who worked on this project and made it possible. I want to say a special thanks to Secretary Mike Carroll and his amazing team at PennDOT. Mike Carroll is the embodiment of that GSD mentality. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Under the Secretary's leadership, we brought together world-class engineers. We brought together the amazing women and men of the Pittsburgh building trades who did amazing work here in this project. We brought together leaders in law enforcement and government at every single level that allowed us to get this project done, and done so quickly. This is an 11,000-ton bridge, 825 feet, and we got it done in just 17 days. This will forever be known as the Pittsburgh Slide Bridge. That's what we're calling it going forward. We built this bridge, as you know, right next to the old bridge, and then we used this cutting-edge technology to literally slide it into place. We wanted to do that because we didn't want to inconvenience people in this area. We wanted to have the least interruption possible. Had we built it the traditional way, it probably would have taken 4 years. Instead, the inconvenience lasted just 17 days. And it's a good thing we were able to use this cutting-edge technology and all these wonderful people to get it done so quickly, because 100,000 of our neighbors travel right along this stretch of road every single day. That's a ton of people in this community. It's commuters trying to get to their jobs. It's moms and dads trying to get their kids to appointments. It's families trying to get to school. And it serves as a critical logistics and transportation corridor for our farmers to bring their product to our grocery stores, our manufacturers trying to get their product from point A to point B. Those trips, well, they help grow our economy. They strengthen families. Those trips create more opportunity in our community. And thanks to the 300 of the smartest, most hardworking engineers and leaders in labor, including operators and laborers and tradesmen of all kinds, well, they work together to be able to create more opportunity and to do so in a speedy way. And I do need to take a moment and thank Jesse, who you're going to hear from in a moment, from the operators, and each and every member of the building trades all across Western Pennsylvania for their incredible work. They truly deserve a round of applause. We appreciate them. As I mentioned before, thanks to the incredible work by Secretary Carroll and the leaders at PennDOT, we're not just here today, we're here 1 week earlier than we expected. We set firm deadlines for our contractors, including penalties if this bridge were to open late, and incentives to help get it done early. And you had government working at every single level together. I want to say a special thanks to our state partners who did a lot of important work on this and many other transportation project. Senator Costa, Senator Piscitano, Representative Powell, McAndrew, Salisbury, Benham, Deasy, and Markozik. All of them had a hand in our progress, and I see Leader Costa joining us here. I also want to say a special thanks to our local partners who really were on the front lines of this, dealing with the community, and I must say that community input we got was incredibly helpful, especially over the last couple weeks with some of the changes to signals we were able to make to get traffic flowing and flowing really well. I got to say a special thanks to our great mayor, Mayor Corey O'Connor, who joins us here today. Thank you, Mayor, for all your leadership. And to his partner and ours here locally, County Executive Sarah Innamorato, we are thankful to both of them for being our partners in progress. Thank you. Every single level of government had to handle a huge piece of this, and I have to give a very, very, very special thanks to Congressman Chris DeLuzio, who's not just a strong leader in Western Pennsylvania. He went to Washington to fight to make sure we had every single dollar we needed to get this bridge built. Congressman, thank you for your strong leadership. Look, here's the final thing I want to say. This bridge proves again that we can do big things here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This bridge, this slide that took place to get this bridge in place, is the largest known structure to slide in place in the United States of America, and it's right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We should be proud of that. And even though this is big, this is grand, and the slide was pretty unique, understand that this is one of the 1,900 state and local bridges that we have repaired on my watch, and understand that is more structurally deficient bridges that we've repaired than any other state in the entire country. And I'm grateful to Secretary Carroll and PennDOT for their leadership. And just so you know, we got a lot more coming, because in this budget that we just passed, this bipartisan budget we just passed, we earmarked $775 million more for road and bridge repairs in the next 18 months to come. We are getting stuff done. We're delivering quickly. We're bringing people together, and we're showing that here in Pennsylvania we can do big things. You know, governing is a team sport, and there is no better partner in governing than my lieutenant governor, and a native son of Western Pennsylvania, and a guy who is literally going to be driving on this bridge later tonight. That's right. And by the way, now the second lady of Pennsylvania won't be asking him, when's the bridge opening, Austin, when's it opening? Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friend, your lieutenant governor, a native son of Pittsburgh, Austin Davis.
Well, today is a proud day and a great day in the city of Pittsburgh. I'm grateful to be here with Governor Shapiro. Gov, thank you for your partnership and for your hard work. I have to say, let's give Secretary Carroll and the team at PennDOT another round of applause for all their great work. You all have been exceeding expectations project after project, and we are so proud of the work that you do. I have to say a thank you to the men and women of the Pittsburgh building trades and Jesse Dorena, who represents them, for literally rebuilding Pennsylvania's infrastructure. Our building trades are second to none. When you need to get a job done, you go to the building trades here in Pennsylvania. After being shut down for less than a month, I'm thrilled that we're here to celebrate the reopening of the I-376 Parkway East. This is a major accomplishment, not only for the city of Pittsburgh or for Allegheny County, but for Pennsylvania as a whole. The Parkway East is one of Western Pennsylvania's most heavily traveled highways, carrying roughly 100,000 vehicles every single day. I'm proud that my vehicle is one of those vehicles. These vehicles are carrying families who are returning home from holidays from every corner of our state, or the hardworking people who are commuting to and from their jobs and their households every single day. And even the 18-wheelers that keep our local stores supplied and stocked with essential items. Thousands of commuters, like our college students and first responders, rely on this corridor every single day. And as all of you know, Pittsburgh is the city of bridges. That's what we're known for. Our bridges knit together our neighborhoods and connect our opportunities. The governor and I understand how important bridges are for our communities and for our region's economic vitality. That's why we're rebuilding Pennsylvania's infrastructure and investing in safer roads. Since the start of our administration, Pennsylvania has fixed or improved over 20,000 miles of roadway and advanced work on over 1,800 state and local bridges. Some of that work has included the $132 million of investments in repairing the Fort Duquesne, the West End, and the McKees Rocks bridges right here in Allegheny County. Those projects are costly, but they're important for our entire region. We want these bridges to be safe and long-standing for generations to come. It is my pleasure to be here today and to turn over the podium to the person who is the point person for all these projects, our PennDOT Secretary, Mike Carroll.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Carroll, the PennDOT Secretary, and I get to stand at this podium today to take a bow. But the reality is that the PennDOT folks behind me and scattered across Allegheny County and the other counties in this district are the true heroes. You know, PennDOT is an agency that is a worker bee agency, as I describe it. And the work that we do affects 13 million Pennsylvanians every single day. And that's a tall order. But the good news is that PennDOT and our team is up to that challenge. And we have wonderful support from our consultant partners, in this case HDR, and other consultant support for various facets of the project, and of course our contractors and the building trades folks, the ones that wear the hard hats and the steel-toed boots. They do the really hard work, and they're unbelievably skillful. You know, when you think about the delays that would have been experienced by this region with the traditional delivery of this project, as the governor said, about 4 years worth of orange cones and cattle chutes, and to distill that down to 17 days, I know that that had some effect on the region with respect to traffic and detours. But the reality is that 17 days for me is a far superior trade than 4 years worth of cattle chutes and orange cones. And delivering the most impressive bridge project in the history of PennDOT, and I'm going to be so bold as to say the most impressive bridge project of this size in the United States. I think it's a wonderful achievement and a testament to the skill of everyone involved, every single person behind me. You just don't have to be a civil engineer to realize we are looking at an engineering marvel. This bridge, as we said, 22 million pounds, slid 102 feet over the course of a couple of days after the old bridge was imploded, and then set down on its foundation. It's a marvel, and I am not a civil engineer, but you don't have to be one to realize what we have witnessed here with respect to the live stream camera is just a stunning achievement. Let me end with this. When it comes to Governor Shapiro and this administration, and when we make a commitment to the public in terms of number of days to complete a project, here's some advice. Bet the under. Because when we deliver a project in fewer days than we say, we try and be fair and set expectations for the public. And we told the public July 10th to August 3rd. But the smart money was on the under. Governor, we delivered the under.
Great job. Great job.
And you know, we have wonderful, wonderful leadership here in the city, and I am proud to turn the podium over to my friend, Mayor Corey O'Connor. Mayor.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Governor? If you would have told me that, I would have bet some money on the under. But no, on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh, this is a great day. I really want to thank the governor, as well as the lieutenant governor and the secretary. The Shapiro administration cares about Western Pennsylvania. And they don't just walk the walk, they talk the talk, and they do get shit done. And they get it done quickly. And that's what we wanted to see happen in Western PA, especially with this large project. The hundreds of thousands of people that travel this road each and every day are now so thankful that it will be open tonight, especially my former neighbors in Swiss Sound Park. If you look to your left, one of the best neighborhoods in the city. I will say Commercial Street is still closed for a week, everybody. So please do not cut through Swiss Sound Park. Hopefully my neighbors appreciate that. But those are the types of things that we look forward to. When we're talking about growing this region, we have to think bold and we have to be aggressive. And that's what the Shapiro administration has done for all of us. So on behalf of all of the residents, all the hardworking men and women that got this done on time, especially in our building trades, and the overseers of this project, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is an important project for all of us. So on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh, thank you very much to the governor again. And it is now my pleasure to bring up our representative from Washington, Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This absolutely, as the governor said, takes an approach from every level of government. Governor, I've heard a lot about getting I-95 open. I think we're going to hear about the Pittsburgh slide a little more. All right, let's get that out there. I never thought I'd be watching a live stream of a bridge moving, but it was awesome. And I think folks at home here saw it, understood the engineering marvel that we're now standing right atop. That took a lot of hardworking people. It took the Shapiro-Davis administration understanding the federal investment was a real one, and that with those dollars, they don't just happen. It takes leadership from the governor, lieutenant governor, it takes leadership from Secretary Carroll to actually put those dollars into work, members of the building trades and the contractors to make this thing happen. So I was proud to deliver my part, and I should acknowledge Representative Lee, former Senator Casey, and Senator Fetterman in the last Congress for helping us secure that money for the Parkway and for the busway. But again, those dollars, which we all trust our government, we should trust them in Pennsylvania because they've really delivered right here for us in Western Pennsylvania. And so, as I say, the members of the building trades did this work. The folks at PennDOT made sure this project was a success. The contractors, all of this is how this project happens. I want to turn it over to the CEO, Jim McNellis, to talk about that part of the job.
Hi, good afternoon. Jim McNellis, CEO of Fay S&B USA Construction, the general contractor on this project. And today is a very proud day for Fay S&B USA Construction and the entire Pittsburgh community. The successful completion of the Commercial Street Bridge is a testament to what we can accomplish with innovation, partnership, and a commitment to excellence together. This project is an engineering and construction marvel. It demonstrates how accelerated bridge construction, ABC, is transforming the future of America and Pennsylvania's infrastructure. I'd like to call thanks out to some special partners, District of PennDOT District 11, HDR Engineering, Michael Baker International, so many local stakeholders in the communities that worked with us and collaborated with us and also trusted in us to be able to complete this project on time. And actually we did better. But also I want to recognize some of the outstanding Fay team whose leadership made this happen. Ryan Serena, President of Fay, is behind me. Also, Mehmet Akinci, COO of Fay, along with the project executive, Brian Fry. These people made sure that the team had all the resources they would need to successfully accomplish the task. And most importantly, the driving force behind this project for us was Michelle Olszewski. She is the project manager. The driving force behind her determination on this project from start to finish, meticulous planning and the execution. Where's Michelle at?
Get up here, Michelle. Come here.
Also, I want to thank our superintendents, Steve Rhodes and Jack Yon. Daily, they made sure the construction crews were on time, on schedule, and had what they needed. And also our Vice President of Demolition, Clint Philgis, who oversaw that miraculous implosion. We have on the project also a handful of specialty contractors. A lot of contractors help us get to this date, but also Omley Construction, they did the steel assembly and erection. Veet, who did the implosion, and the big slide by Mammoet, very technical and very advanced, and I appreciate everything they've done with us. But most importantly, I want to thank our exceptional union craft. This job was done 100% with union employees. And and think about their skill, their pride, their commitment to make this project a success that it was. You remember seeing the smoke from Canada and working through it. I mean, so many difficult, 24/7, around the clock, so many difficult obstructions ahead of them, and they all showed and they all performed. And they represent the very best in this community. So again, we really appreciate what our union craft has done with us. And one other point related to that, safety. Safety is our #1 core value, and so everyone knows, this phase completed over 140,000 man-hours on this project. 0 lost time, 0 recordables. I mean, just an impeccable statistics and the way we perform. It's this extraordinary accomplishment, and it shows that we care for each other. So this achievement is a testament to innovation, meticulous planning, flawless execution, and relentless pursuit of excellence, shown by the entire team and the stakeholders, everyone combined. The project represents the very best in what our teams can accomplish when we work together. Thanks.
That's
And
awesome. Thank you.
with that, Jesse.
Thank you so much. Great job, guys. Great job. Go ahead, Jess.
Governor. Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here today representing Operating Engineers Local 66, 7,500 of the highest skilled, most professional equipment operators and mechanics in the country. Governor Shapiro, Lieutenant Governor Davis, Secretary Carroll, and special guests, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, and thank you for being here to witness what can happen when PA invests in its infrastructure and its people. Governor Shapiro and his entire administration know that investing in roads and bridges is the most powerful way to build a stronger future for everyone. These vital investments create safer roads for all, allow for efficient movement of goods and services, and drive major national investment to our state. Thank you, Governor, for your unwavering commitment to Western PA infrastructure. When projects like this are funded, hundreds of good jobs are created immediately. For Local 66, that means family-sustaining wages and benefits for its members. It means they can pay their bills, put food on their table, and take care of their families. Governor Shapiro's leadership and the bipartisan support for transportation funding also makes long-term apprenticeship and training investment decisions easy. For complex projects like this, you can't just hire anyone. It requires highly skilled professionals, like they've been talking about, all the trades. I'm the only representative from the trades here, but it's all the trades. You need union laborers, iron workers, carpenters, cement finishers, and of course you need the members, the men and women of Local 66. Working around the clock in extreme conditions, Local 66 members never flinched, or for that matter, none of the trades. They knew what needed to be done, they did it with precision, they did it safely, and they did it way ahead of schedule. I'd like to thank the general contractor, Fay S&B, and all the subcontractors who provided opportunity for our members and all the members of the trades for employment. And finally, I'd like to thank the men and women of Local 66. Nobody does it better than you. Thank you.
What up?
I messed up. From HDR, Nick Burdett.
Thank you, Jesse. Sorry. Appreciate it. No, you're good. You're good.
These past 2.5 weeks were 7 years in the making. Early in our design, the PennDOT team behind us embraced a bold vision for this bridge replacement. Minimize Parkway impacts by focusing 7 years of preparation on one epic July 2026 interstate closure. It's this boldness that led to the incredible set of innovations we all saw these past 2.5 weeks. First, complete an 825-foot arching delta frame bridge in a pleasant green color picked by the public to match the park. Second, safely remove the existing bridge with a bang as fast as humanly possible. And don't forget to carefully protect the foundations of the new bridge, which are pretty important, built right underneath it. Third, complete, as the governor said, one of the largest bridge slides in the world and set it down within 1/8 of an inch of where you first built it. On their own, any of these innovations would be remarkable. It's been HDR's great honor to lead design for this project that includes all of them. Our downtown Pittsburgh office was started over 80 years ago by George Richardson, designer of the original Commercial Street Bridge. I'm so proud of our whole design team who carries on this legacy of local innovation with the second bridge at this site, a steel bridge here in the Steel City. While incredible technologies help design and build this bridge, ultimately, innovation is about people. This bridge was possible because this whole project team behind me and everyone here today focused their minds and hearts on this ambitious challenge. It's been awesome to see how the creative human spark we each have helped this team replace an 825-foot interstate bridge in a couple of weeks. While we Pittsburghers may be more aware of traffic issues than the weather, the response of this project has been hugely positive. Innovation is inspiring. Now, as traffic resumes on this new bridge tonight, I wonder how this project will live on. For one, I hope a new generation sees the amazing things they can do through careers in engineering and the construction trades. Young people out there, and I see one in the front row here, maybe the next one is yours. I also hope this shows that while we have big challenges for infrastructure upgrades in our future, this industry is capable of big innovations to solve them. Let's have a round of applause for everyone up here today. All right. Great. And now, Governor Shapiro, welcome you back.
Thank you, Nick.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You know, Nick and Jesse spoke about how infrastructure can connect us, and in a few hours later, this community will once again be connected now that this Pittsburgh Slide Bridge is going to be reopened. But I think we're already seeing this bridge do its magic. I don't know if you can tell here, but two of the cameramen here standing next to each other, one in a Pitt shirt, the other in a West Virginia hat. There's no backyard brawl here. Everybody's coming together on the Pittsburgh Slide Bridge. So if anybody in the media has some questions, we're happy to do our best to answer them. Yep.
Time you guys are hoping to open? It's obviously tonight, but is there like a window we're looking at?
Yeah, the Secretary can speak specifically. I think 8 o'clock will be eastbound. Is that right?
Yep.
And then we'll do westbound shortly thereafter. Anything you want to add to that?
No, that's it.
Okay. Anything else?
It'll just open up and the cars will just drive in.
It'll be magic. It'll just happen. Now, the PennDOT engineers and others and the team here, law enforcement, everybody's got a plan on how to escort that first traffic through, and then it'll just flow.
Can I just make a message just to all Pittsburghers? If we can try, hit the gas when you get closer to the tunnel. Don't slow down. That'll change the traffic pattern in the region.
There you go. You just heard it from our chief engineer, Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis.
You said 300, or do you have a number of how many people? It has to be more than 300 total.
About 300 people, engineers, construction, trades throughout. Secretary, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's hard to put it down completely because, for example, while the Parkway was closed, the PennDOT Allegheny maintenance folks did some work in the Squirrel Hill Tunnel while the tunnel was closed. So we utilized the opportunity to do some ancillary work adjacent to the bridge, and that that total adds to the 300. So I think it's safe to say hundreds of folks committed to the project and then ancillary work that we did while the Parkway was closed.
And the whole lane restriction will be open up here?
Yes, it will be.
Yep. Tonight.
How does your administration pick up a project like this? If it's been 7 years in the making, where do you come in as a new administration and make sure it stays on track?
First, you pick a secretary that wants to get stuff done and who's got an attitude of, let's stop studying everything. Let's stop talking about everything. Let's do stuff. Let's get stuff done. That's the attitude we bring to this job every single day. And I think that just then feeds into the entire department. I think it excites the leaders in the department who want to do more stuff. And then we work with our partners at every level of government to secure the funding necessary for them to do their jobs. And then they select great contractors who have innovative ways of looking at projects to make them move more quickly. But I think our secret sauce in all of this is we have the best workers in the entire country in the trades who are able to do these big projects and get them done in ways that I think, really marvel others who are watching. So it starts at the top, it bleeds through our organization, and every single day our attitude is, how do we do it quicker? How do we get it done faster? How do we do something more innovative? And this Pittsburgh Slide Bridge, for lack of a better term, I'm going to see if I can get that to catch, maybe not. This is an example of all of that coming together.
Governor, 17 days for this closure, does this remind you that speed at all of the I-95 bridge reconstruction earlier in your administration?
I mean, look, every project's different. We're proud of the fact that we got I-95 after a total collapse, reopened in 12 days after the experts told us it would take over 6 months. But I think what the through line is between both of these projects is a hell of a PennDOT secretary and a team that wants to get it done, that wants to be fast, that wants to prove all the naysayers wrong. You know, I think sometimes we don't bet enough on ourselves in Pennsylvania. We don't believe enough that we can do big things. Whether it's 95 in Philly, or it's this bridge here in Pittsburgh, or it's the other thousands of bridges and miles of roads that we've been able to repair really in record time. We are proving at every level we can do big things again in Pennsylvania when we work together, when we focus on an end goal, and when we work just as hard as the good people of Pennsylvania work every day in their lives. We're matching their ingenuity. We're matching their hard work. We're cutting through red tape, and we're getting a whole lot of stuff done.
I think it's important to note that we pay a lot of attention to I-95 and 376 here. US 219 in Somerset County. Yeah. Bridge collapse, roadway reopened, 10 days. Route 14, Lycoming County, bridge collapse, roadway opened, 13 days. It's what we do in Pittsburgh, in Philly, but truly in every county where this crisis occurs. We get to work.
Anything else?
Does this project set a blueprint to try this on other bridges in this area or other parts of the Commonwealth?
I mean, I'll let the engineer speak, or Secretary Kell speak. This project kind of lent itself to a slide. What was unique about this is just how big it is. Again, we believe it's certainly the biggest in Pennsylvania history. We're told it's the biggest in the United States. But from day one, the engineers and all the folks, you know, who are a heck of a lot smarter than me about building bridges, they identified the slide as the best way to do this. But it's part of the way we approach this job. We want to be innovative. We want to think differently. I don't want people sitting around the table going, okay, I guess we'll do it the way it's always been done, and it'll take 4 years. These guys were innovative. They were creative. They came up with a solution would be much quicker, and we got it done. And last question. All right. Truly, thank you to everybody here at every single level of government, all of the technical experts, all the great leaders in the community who helped will this forward. We appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.